So back with another crit race, but this time a slightly different one. So we are at Guildford town centre, and here for my first Category 3 race. That's quite exciting. And yeah, it's a bit unusual because it's rather than a cycle circuit, we've actually just got some closed streets around the town centre of Guildford, and this is on the high street in particular, this cobbled section. So that makes it a bit more interesting. And yeah, a bit of a weird start. So we started at this kind of pen in the bottom, and then they let us come up to the starts line here, and everyone was sprinting off to get to the start line. I was worried that the race had started and I hadn't realised, but people were just trying to get a good position. I hadn't realised how important that would be until the race had started. But yeah, we're waiting here at the start line for kind of someone to set us off. And yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I kind of thought that the group would kind of stay together for a little bit. But yeah, as soon as we're allowed to go, everyone sprints off as pretty much as fast as they could, which causes a little couple of people, I think, to struggle getting clipped in with the kind of speed of that. And I get unlucky that I get caught behind this guy who's struggling to clip in. So I'm already kind of panicking as I see people flying off down the hill, that I'm already going to be kind of out of the race because I won't be in the main bunch. But yeah, so we come down this hill for a really sharp left-hander, which kills all your speed, and it took me a few laps to kind of work out the right gear to be in to then sprint out of this corner. And then we come around for another 90-degree turn up the main straight, and I'll just let because that was one of the things I really enjoyed about this race, was the atmosphere. It was really cool to have like that many people on the sides, like cheering and making noise, which is something I wasn't used to. But yeah, a flat out first lap, and by the end of it I was in 28th out of 36th place, so it was quite a tough one. And from that point I was yeah, just trying to then make up the places one by one. But as you can see, this is already just a lap later, a couple of laps later, and the gaps are already massive, so I'm already trying to get back onto kind of groups in front. I make it onto this small group here, try and ride with them for a bit around the circuit. The laps are really short, they're only a minute long. But yeah, I'm just trying basically get into my rhythm, see if I can pick people off one by one and work my way as high up the field as possible. But yeah, it's a lot harder than I was expecting. You'll have to ignore the heart rate because I think my batteries ran out of the monitor. But yeah, don't let it fool you. I was on the limit this whole time, and there were some quite difficult technical bits. So that bit just there, it's hard to see in the camera, but there's a little curb almost that you have to jump up, which caused people a couple of problems. But yeah, and then onto this cobbled section uphill was basically the best time to overtake people. And just on the right there in the white going backwards is my good friend Tom, so I'm sure he'll appreciate me pointing that out. But yeah, that was just trying to kind of get up to the next wheel in front. So here's a lap later with the same group, now 7 laps in, but yeah, the race is 30 minutes long, then plus 5 extra laps. So yeah, we're a good bit into the race now. I've managed to work my way up to 20th, and by overtaking that small group there, managed to get myself up to 16th. So within 7 laps I was pretty happy to have managed to kind of get 12 places back from the quite bad start I had. But yeah, I'm not sure it was the most efficient of riding styles to get there. Yeah, each time just kind of taking off a couple of riders and then trying to work my way up to the next few wheels in front of me. But yeah, as we come over now, so to complete 7 laps, as I say, I was in 16th position, having just caught this kind of next group of a few riders in front of me. Yeah, so I stay with them for a little bit, rejoin here, where I've managed to get past them actually, and so I'm just trying to get further ahead. But this guy comes through, the number 1 on his back, and that was the race leader, and you can see the speed at which he flies past, and kind of just almost shoots out of distance up this hill, and the quality was, even though it was only a Cat3 race, was a lot higher than I'd been used to in the kind of Cat4 races. This guy comes through who I stay with for the next lap, which is where I have a problem. So it's hard to tell, but once I hit that curb a little too hard on this lap, and it just knocked my chain completely off. So I had to get off, put the chain back on, get back on the bike and restart, watching people as they fly past me, which was very demoralising. And I end up losing. I've managed to get up into 13th place at that point, but I end up losing 6 places and 15 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in this race that's a quarter of a lap. So yeah, at that point I'm a bit frustrated, but not much you can do other than get back on the bike and try and keep pushing. So yeah, managed to get a couple of the places back just there on that straight, and then a lap later managed to catch some more people up, and yeah, just push on, trying to take the occasional place back here and there. So managed to get a couple more there, but yeah, it was a lot of hard work to try and get those places back. Yeah, we're down to onto lap 21 now, where I'm back. I've made it back now to 14th place, or between 14th and 16th, I think that me and the riders here are, and it gets a little confusing here because we have some riders come through, and it's kind of hard at this point, especially with the mechanical. It was really hard to know where in the race I was and where other people were, and who I was racing, who was laps ahead, because everyone pretty much was up or down a lap. There was only 4 riders in the end who finished on the same lap. Everyone else had at least 1 or 2 or more laps down. So yeah, kind of, I'm still trying to ride my own race at some point, but there's a couple of riders who are riding with that group who I'm pretty sure were like still around my position, so I kind of wanted to stay with them. Yeah, I kind of follow the group for the next couple of laps, but just slightly keeping off the back of them, and then when we come into the uphill cobbled straight, I try and make an effort just to kind of keep on the side, keep on the back. I don't really want to kind of get involved. Well, I don't want to mess up someone else's race that's a lap ahead of me. There's the leader coming through again, now overtaking these people who I've worked out after the race had lapped me. Yeah, was all very confusing at the time with such short laps, but as we pass through here on starting lap 27, there's actually a lap board on the right there that says 4 laps to go, and I was trying to work out at this point what was said before the race about lapped riders, and it was basically that with 4 laps to go, that's your final lap, and there's like and after you finish that lap you're meant to leave the course and let the other racers race. But I kind of had really no idea what was happening at this point, so and I don't know if I even saw that, so I was basically just kind of keeping on it, and I just wanted to keep away from the mix of the race, and I just kind of cruised into the finish here, and that guy overtook me for an extra position. So I've ended up finishing just up here, 27 laps, in 17th place, which out of 36 riders who started, I was quite happy with for my first Cat3 race, kind of top half. But yeah, it was a super tough race.